Today is the final day. It actually roll over into day 6.
Yes.
And to just provide a recap of all the submissions made and the discussions happening over the past 5 days.
Wow, it will require great memory to do all of that. But certainly the defense is saying no retrial. The prosecution is saying there can be a retrial. There was a breach of the fair trial right, which was the central issue of this case, and whether or not the court can order retrial in the circumstances. Certainly for the defense, we would have presented affidavit evidence, which was a plethora of documents. As you can see, it went over into day 6, and even at the end of day 6, there were so many documents that the court was inundated with information that they now have to go through. The prevalent Jamaica is a high crime society. It's recognized. There is resource in terms of information that puts Jamaica as a high crime society. I think what we need to appreciate is that when it comes to constitutional rights, it shouldn't be taken lightly. And so if we're to give effect to the rights, it has to be on a spectrum. So while it is, I'll just say, the prevalence of the offense, it has to be weighed with the presumption of innocence. Currently, in terms of the progress of the case, the client is anxious. There's not much you can tell a man who wants to get out of jail as to why is it being delayed or anything like that. It is a continuing breach, and that, as I said, that's certainly where it is. And so I have no comforting words for my clients, save and to say that the court has now made it clear that they're mindful of Mr. Palmer's illness, they're mindful of the length, and that certainly they have given a time, as in the maximum time that they will be able to write the judgment and be able to hand it down. This case is finished. I from the defense bar, fresh justice is something that a concept that we ought to be looking at in terms of trying to ensure that persons who are put before the court for the very first time, that their matters don't fall into the position that the appellants are in this particular case. So in terms of pushback, the judge did make it clear that there will be some pushback for other cases to ensure that in light of Mr. Palmer's illness, that they get the judgment out at the fastest possible time.